Alright, from the tenderloin steaks I cut up, I took off all the fat and I saved it, and I put it into the crock pot with a broth, non-GMO, no MSG, whatever. And I've had it on high for at least like 2 hours. I'm gonna extract whatever I can from this fat into the broth, and then I'm gonna make a soup, like a quick soup, survival soup. Okay, this is done. I could go longer, but you know, we gotta get this process moving, and you can see there's some breakdown in there within the broth and all that kind of stuff. So the next thing I need to do is strain it all. And what we need to do now is strain that broth like that. So pull that out and take this, put it back in. So when I'm finished like screwing around with words and stuff, I'm gonna like put in, I'm gonna use this, got bean and bacon Campbell's condensed. I got 2 cans of that, and then I'm gonna do a Wolf brand chili with beans, and just start cooking it. So the deal is, do you have any beans? And yeah, they're in here. I had a joke I was gonna say and I completely forgot about it. I'm gonna mix this all up and let this roll for another hour or something, and then start to add a few other items and a bunch of spices. I'm slicing up Vidalia onion, and I'm gonna put that into the soup also. And the biggest deal was the making the beef broth. So this is like a beef situation. I'm not putting any chicken in it. I could, if I wanted to, put bacon in there, but right now basically the flavor is bacon, bean, and chili, Wolf chili, and we're putting in some Vidalia onion right now. I'm going to do garlic and spices. Yeah, so before I put everything to bed, I want to look at my soup, or my stew, or anything. Let's check it out. That looks really good. Or is it right there? I mean, you know, look at that. I mean, that's delicious. So anyways, it's a little messy right there. I'll clean that up. I want to put some spices in. I'm going to start with some, sulfur shelf, or this certain kind of mushroom. This is the turkey tail, shredded up. I'm going to put just a little bit in there. It's been dried, seasoned with its own kind of curing process, and then put in some fresh basil that I grew in my own garden this year. Like that. I'll also I'm going to put in some cayenne pepper. Just give it a good little tiny dose. Paprika. Good dose of paprika. It doesn't hurt. It's a good thing. It's not too spicy. And it has other special benefits to it. And then some black pepper. And some turmeric right here in this package. I've been using a lot of this lately. I put it into everything. I put it on my eggs. You know, just give it a little dose of that, because it's fairly powerful what it does. And go ahead and give that whole thing a mix. Just mix this. And we'll let that go. And that's what we have. So I have these frozen mayatakis from the freezer. I'm just gonna start cracking them up and make them into little pieces just by pressure. And it's working pretty good because they're kind of brittle in the bag. Just break them, get them into littler pieces. because what we're gonna put it in the soup. So just keep crushing this up. Find these bigger pieces, break them with that inside the bag so they don't go all over the place. And then we're gonna put it in the soup. So I think even like that, they're pretty darn good. So this is just going to be an experiment. I've got some frozen blueberries and I've got some rose hips, and I'm just going to add those in, just a handful or so of that, and see what happens. You know, like you never know. I'm going to add some blueberries right here, just a little dose of them. They'll probably blend up into the soup, have a little background blueberry flavor. I'm just going to try it. And then with the rose hips, these are high in vitamin C. I'm just going to sprinkle those in there too, so they like melt down and become part of the whole soup and give a lot of extra nutrients. And the last thing, I'm just going to mix this up, like this. One thing that I add that a lot of people might not even think of is I add Knox gelatin, just to give it a little gelatin boost, as if you were doing a pork roast with gelatin pork or something like that. This is like, it doesn't taste like anything, it's just an additive, and it's all gelatin. It's good for your body, it's good for your joints, structure like that. The other thing is I like to add a couple eggs, so they can cook like a wonton. It's like almost like a wonton soup, and you just need to mix them up really well in there and not get any eggshells in there or whatever. So there's that, and just mix it up. It becomes part of everything. It cooks, and it's very good for you. Basically, without even realizing it, I'm almost to like some sort of wild chili out here, just for food. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of Stubbs Hickory Bourbon, just a tiny smidgen in here, just to give it some sort of another kind of, there we go, right there. And then I'm adding some sriracha, just like a little dose like this. And then it all gets mixed up. I have not put any garlic in yet. I think I might do that next. I don't know if I even need it, because this is very intense. This is a good one. And I'm gonna let this like really blend together and do well. So I plated some up, and I'll put a little bit more in there, and the blueberries are actually very good like this. Just throwing those in. Have that for a bowl. And that's it. So you can make a lot of stuff with just being creative. All good. Happy Thanksgiving, people.